Hey, all you wonderful people. How long has it been? I think it's been maybe 2 years since my last video. Maybe 2 or 3 years. And I wanted to come to you guys and talk about something very serious. And I wanted to give like an explanation as to where I've been because basically I like started making videos pretty regularly and I started building like a small subscriber base. I was only almost on my way to like 100 subscribers if I actually, kept on making it. And I just stopped. I I stopped. I didn't stop because I disliked making videos. I stopped because of like difficulties I had with depression. And as much as I loved making videos, it was difficult for me to like keep on making videos on top of like working and things like that. If I got home, the first thing I do was like fall asleep because I was just so tired and so depressed. So like even though I was really interested and in love with this, I just stopped. But yeah, I'm gonna talk a little bit about my depression here in Japan and I don't have I don't have a script, but I have some talking points, and I'm gonna just go off of that. So first, I want to say I'm sorry for not making videos, and I know there was a time where I I thought I was ready to come back to YouTube, but I just didn't do it. Like I probably wasn't as ready, but I'm sorry. Like I just left without any sign. Maybe a lot of you are like friends or family, but and it's just no big deal because you see me on Facebook or Instagram or something. But for those of you who aren't like friends or family, you're just like, where the heck did she go? I was trying to get my life together, but I'm here now. So yeah, I next I want to do an explanation of my mental health issues. I want to do an explanation of my mental health issues. So it started when, honestly, it started when my mother died. I was like 11 years old. And that's a lot for a child to go through, a child going through puberty. Um, and I remember getting therapy for like 2, 3 sessions, and then it just stopped. It just stopped. I don't know why. And I remember telling my grandmother, I'm no no no. I told my doctor. I told my doctor I'm depressed, and my doctor told my grandmother, and my grandma was like, "You're not depressed. It's nothing. Pray about it. Go to church. It's no big deal." And, during my adolescence, whenever I showed signs of like, harming myself or like like suicidal ideation or things like that, my family member just took it as me being like possessed by the devil. And that's the reality of a lot of black families, sadly. So over the years, it just kind of like compounded itself into like I don't know how to properly express my emotions. I don't know how to deal with the grief of losing my mother. I don't know how to deal with my depression because whenever I tried to reach out to somebody, it just didn't seem like it was a big deal. Instead of it being like, oh, maybe she's stuck in her dirty room all day, all night, isn't because she's lazy. Maybe there's a problem. But yeah, I just kind of like had all these problems and then I just took it to Japan with me. And yeah, that's what happened. Now, about Japan, I always wanted to visit Japan, and I got a chance to visit Japan 2 times as a student. And then in, I think it was March of 2017, I finally moved over to Japan as a worker. And I didn't outwardly think that moving to Japan would save me, or I didn't think that it would solve all of my problems, but I thought that my life somehow would get better because, I've been dreaming of moving to this place for so many years. I kind of fantasized that as soon as I got there, as soon as I got here to Japan, that all of my problems would have gotten solved, but, that wasn't the case because, you know, one, I brought the eagerness and willingness to move to Japan, but I brought a lot of baggage. I brought trauma. I brought bad coping mechanisms. I brought mental health issues. I had brought so many problems to Japan with me. It just got magnified as soon as I got here. So like first of all, I thought I was going to be in like a big city. And so with my company, you can kind of choose the region that you're going to be in. I chose the Kansai region because I wanted to be in Osaka, like in Osaka. But they had me in Gifu Prefecture, which is like really countryside, and I was like one of the only foreigners, and it was really lonely, and I was like um I was like maybe 30 minutes away from Gifu City, which is the prefectural capital, and then I was like 1 hour away from Nagoya City, which is one of the bigger cities in Japan. So it was tough. I was isolated. And then my anxiety, I kind of self isolated myself even more. And I had these thoughts like, oh, the people in my program don't like me. I'm not going to hang out with them. I'm too scared to go to these events in my city because, I'm afraid to interact with Japanese people in Japanese. And so I had friends, I had people I can talk to, but I just self-isolated myself because of anxiety. And that pushed me deep, deep, deep inside of the hole, like those first few months that I came to Japan. And so, there's just a lot of other things, but I think I really hit rock bottom in August and September of 2017. I think that's actually when I first started making my videos because the videos really helped me. It really helped me be creative and watch my channel grow, watch me get all these views and comments. It was really nice. But I was going through a really dark time once I started it. But yeah. So in public schools, when you teach public schools in Japan as an ALT, you usually get like 1 month vacation. And so I barely remember what I did for vacation in August 2017. I remember I had a barbecue with some people in the company. I worked a summer camp, and then I think I went to SM Town concert, and it was just like I disassociated for the summer. I don't know. I think I had like some of the worst times in my life. There was one time where I didn't leave the house because I don't know, like I didn't leave the house for like a week straight. I didn't leave unless I was going to the convenience store. The only person I would talk to is like either the delivery guy or the convenience store people or like my online friends, but I didn't get the face-to-face interaction. And the thing about depression is it really depletes your motivation. And so I didn't have the motivation to get out of bed and like shower and clean. At the end of the summer, my house was so bad. Like, I'm not a clean person to begin with. I'm just kind of messy or whatever. But it was so bad. Rotten food. I cleaned my sink and there was something like growing in my sink. And I had to wear a mask because it smelled so nauseous. I had clothes piled up. The apartment smelled so bad. You know, I had like all these dirty stains in my kitchen and in my bathroom. It was embarrassing, but like I just couldn't gather the energy to get out of bed. And then once school started, you know, on a day-to-day basis, I didn't interact with anyone outside of my students and outside of my coworkers. And that was hard. I was lonely. I wanted to talk about these problems, but I felt like I couldn't be honest with, you know, the Japanese people I was around. But I didn't have any foreigners that I can talk to. And there was just moments, especially during that one summer, where I was just like, this is the place where I wanted to be so badly, but it's not what I thought it was. Like, I'd rather die than be here. I really thought that. Oh no, I'm gonna cry. I dreamed of going to Japan since I was like in high school, and once I got here, I thought it would be better off for me to just not exist anymore than to live here and to be isolated like this. And that was my reality for a good few months, yeah. And so the fall was good. October, you know, I was making some videos, I was being creative, I was being active. November, I don't think I made any videos, but I remember in November I went to JBJ's concert. Then December, that's when my auntie died, and then a few days later Jonghyun died, and he died of he lost his battle with depression, and that was really difficult for me too, because I basically grew up on his music, and to see a singer that I really love and admire die from taking their own life really hit me, especially as someone who's been thinking about this for a long time. And then even in that winter, one of the friends in my company also passed away. And it was just a really, really hard winter for me. And it was just like getting lower and lower and lower. Oh, really crying now, man. And so the thing about depression is they say it gets better, but when does it get better? At some point, I realized that I had to stop waiting for it to magically get better, and I had to start making it better for myself. Okay. I had to start making it better for myself. I had to. The first issue was the fact that I was very isolated and I couldn't make other foreign friends. So in May of 2018, I moved to the bigger city. I moved to Nagoya, and I had a roommate. And even though my roommate was busy, you know, sometimes we talked, we ate dinner, We talked about our feelings. She was like one of the first Japanese people that felt I could actually open up to and not feel like I was judged. And she also opened up to me. That was great. I started going to like meetups, and I started uh, doing things, engaging in hobbies like playing board games, and I met friends through that and started taking Japanese classes and doing things like that. And, you know, I went to therapy and I started taking medicine. I'm probably going to do another video about, you know, mental health doctors in Japan. I'll go into detail about that. But I just really started to realize that I'm going to stop letting my brain consume me and start I can't talk and just I realize that I'm the controller of my destiny. I decide these types of things, you know? And little by little, as I started to make changes with my life, moving, starting up my hobbies again, making new friends, taking care of my body, you know, finding a new job. Little by little, I started to like improve my life, and I found better coping mechanisms rather than just, you know, drinking until I pass out or just doing nothing all day but staying on the computer. I still do that, but you know, I wouldn't say I'm completely like cured, but I'm coping better than I was in 2017 when I first got here. I'm doing a lot better, and that's something. And I hope that my story kind of inspires you to start making changes to improve your mental health. I hope that you can find some help, somebody to talk to. You can talk to me if you want to. Like, if you're in Japan alone and you feel like you don't have friends to talk to, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. You can message me on Instagram, leave me a comment, anything, and I'll try to get back to you, you know? Because I've been there before. And I want to help. And I really want to make more videos like this, so if you're interested, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave your own experience about dealing with depression, and, you know, hopefully we can get through this together. Thank you so much. See you.